Hello everyone, my name is Igor. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna be painting and installing front and rear bash bars for 350Z. Also, I'm gonna show you how to remove the rear bumper. It's a little tricky, so I'm gonna show you how to do that. And while I'm at it, I'm also gonna polish and re-clear rear turn signals. So stay tuned. So here is my bash bars I'm gonna be working on today. This is the front bash bar right here. True Focus Fabrication front bash bar. And the rear one is Limitless Out of Hat. Here it is. Here is the logo of the rear one. Here is the front one. So what I'm gonna be doing with those, I'm gonna scuff it up lightly, then I'm gonna prime it with this primer filler right here, and then I'm gonna be painting it bronze to match the wheels. So that's what I'm gonna be doing first. To scuff it up, usually in this case, since it's just bare metal, I would normally use the Scotch-Brite, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna use the 400 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna lightly scuff it up, degrease it with an alcohol, and then prime it. Okay, so I have both of the bash bars scuffed up with the sandpaper, and I've also used the metal brush on welds because it's hard to get into the tight spaces with the sandpaper. And right now I'm gonna degrease both of those with some alcohol. I'm gonna wipe them down and then I'm gonna start priming. So I got them all wiped off and degreased with an alcohol, and they're ready to be primed. So I'm gonna get the primer, shake the can real good, and put on the first coat. Alright, so I got a first coat of primer on. It's a little bit awkward to reach all around from all of the sides because I have it set up like this. It would be much easier if I can hang it from the ceiling or something like that, but I don't have ability to do that unfortunately in my garage, but this works too. So once it's primed, I can see that I didn't clear off some I don't know how you call it, like boogers from the welding and stuff. There is a little bit there, and like this little dot. It's not dirt or anything like that which got into the primer. It's actually like metal dots left out from the welding. I've tried to take out as much as I could when I was sanding it, but apparently I've missed quite a few, so I might sand the primer down once it cures, but we'll see. I might just leave it as is and just paint over it. But yeah, so the first coat is on. I'm gonna be working on a second one in a little bit of time. I'm gonna let it sit on the sun for like 10 minutes or so, and I'll continue on. So I've sprayed the last layer of the primer, and while I'm waiting for it to dry up, I'm gonna be removing the rear bumper. So to do that, we're gonna be starting with removing the tail lights. To remove the tail lights, there is 3 clips which are covering the bolts. So we're gonna pry them out. So I have this little pick over here. That's what I'm gonna be using. Be carefully gonna pry the plastic covers off, and then we can see the, I believe, 10mm bolts. So we're gonna unscrew them and then slide the taillight out. So I got those bolts out. Right now I'm gonna carefully using the plastic like pay bar pry it out a little bit and pull it out. There we go. So the first taillight out. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I want to get both of the taillight out. The next thing we're gonna remove is this bolt right here. So the next step is a little tricky. Right here behind the taillight, there is a little white lock. I already have it unlocked, but what you have to do, it's 8mm size, this white piece over there, and you have to rotate it 90 degrees to unlock it, so you can take your bumper out of that clip. So I already did that. It's a little tricky. I've used this tool right here, and then we're gonna go to the next step. So the next step, near the rear wheel, we're gonna take out this guard, and this piece is being held onto the bumper by 2 bolts over here and 1 bolt over here. So after we remove this splash guard, we gain access to this bolt right here, which we have to take out. So we remove the bolt from the bottom. The last but not least bolt, there is a 10mm bolt which goes up over here. So alright, so we removed all the bolts which we have to remove. So right now the bumper is free over here, but the last thing which holds the bumper to the car is a couple of clips right here on the top. And to remove those, I'm just gonna grab onto the bumper real tight and just pull carefully, of course. And right now, before we take out the bumper completely, we have to disconnect some light connectors, like for the license plate light and the trunk release button and turn signals over there. So we're gonna unclip those connectors and the bumper is gonna be out. Alright, so I removed the bumper completely. It's pretty dirty underneath it, so I'm gonna clean it, and also while I'm at it, I'm gonna remove the turn signals so I can refresh them. There is some clear coat peeling off, and this one is completely fogged out, so I'm gonna sand them down and apply the new layer of the clear coat, so they're gonna be brand new looking like again. So I have the turn signals out. What I'm gonna do with those, I have the 400 grit, 600 grit, and 2000 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna sand it down with the 400 first. It's gonna be wet sand, so I'm gonna be spraying some soapy water or just water, and I'm gonna be going in circular motion, and then my last pass is going to be horizontal. The same thing I'm gonna be doing with the 600 and then with the 2000, and after 2000 grit I'm gonna be just applying some clear coat on it. So I'm gonna push it down on a tripod, and you're gonna see the short time lapse of me refreshing the turn signals. Alright, so I've got this turn signals all sanded up. The last thing I have to do, I have to wipe them down with the alcohol, and here is the clear coat I'm going to be using. Is the clear coat which has the hardener. So before we're going to use it, I'm going to have to take this red thing and put it on the bottom, pressing it, and it will mix the hardener with the clear coat itself inside a can. I'm gonna shake it up and spray it a couple of times, and that's gonna be it. Alright, so primer looks like it's cured, and right now I've decided I'm not gonna sand down the primer since it's not necessary. Everything looks good other than a couple of small areas, but they're not going to be visible once on a car, so I've decided just to spray it right now since I think it's going to be looking pretty good. Alright, so I laid a couple of coats of the paint. It's actually looking pretty good. Here's the front bash bar. Here's the rear one. Nice and glossy. So I'm gonna let them cure overnight, and then probably tomorrow, and for you it's gonna be in a couple of seconds, I'm gonna be installing them on the car, so stay tuned. Alright, so I washed the dust out, and right now I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, and I'm gonna install the front bash bar first and then the rear one. So the front bash bar came with the hardware, so we're gonna use the hardware provided. There's just 8 bolts, and yeah, so here is another time lapse. Okay, so here is how it looks up front. I didn't bolt in all 8 bolts because I'm gonna have to take it off again to trim the bumper. I'm gonna be also installing in one of the next videos the new front and rear bumpers and also the side skirts. So that's gonna be later on, but yeah, here is how it looks. The fitment is great. I'm also gonna be relocating this water reservoir, and most likely in one of the next videos I'm gonna be replacing the power steering cooler with the bigger one. But other than that, that's this. So the rear one completely installed as well. Here it is. So I now have the front and rear very convenient jack up points, so that's very nice. Alright, so right now front and rear bash bars installed and painted. The color matches the wheels very nicely, so I'm happy about that. On the front as well. Very good. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have something to say, or if you just want to help me out, leave the comment down below in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.